in interfering in that regime.
Well, it's not schools, it's the county council.
Well, the county council have got even less.
What do they know about it?
Yeah.
Well, it is because the schools send them in attendance records.
There you go, then.
And if the attendance records aren't good enough, then... no, I'm sorry, I agree with the council, you know. I mean, too many kids...
Look, Mike, if you've got a broken eyelash, you're not in a position to continue your education formally in a school environment.
No.
You've got to understand, and I tell you what, the cracked fingernail, now that is a proper excuse.
Can be very painful.
Can be. And I'm not feeling well because I got a difficult lesson today. I mean, that's a perfect excuse.
Yeah, we used to try and get out of school swimming lessons all the time. I got athlete's foot, which was great because I got out of it. Because we had a really sadistic ex-military swimming instructor. He was a horrible bloke.
We used to get verrucas from swimming.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
A week after swimming, everybody would have a verruca.
Very painful.
They were. I had to go to a verruca clinic and have mine burnt out.
A verruca clinic?
Yeah, specialist verruca clinic. They had big, powerful vats of acid that they would squirt onto your verruca.
In verrucarology.
Yeah. It was
a verrucarologist.
So I think these namby-pamby teachers, going on about not letting their children attend school because of minor injuries, need to really wake up and get a grip on themselves.
He's reaching for the slider.
No, I'm not. No. I just think it's all really rather slightly pathetic.
We've got a contribution.
Let Kevin speak.
Personally, I'm with Mike here, and I'm with the council.
So am I, to be honest.
Yeah.
And
you're a
there's
teacher.
Some very good points made, yes. I do work in a sort of education.
Yes.
Sector.
That explains a lot, doesn't it?
And I will say that I'm assuming this is the case with the schools, certainly. There are attendance levels that are expected. And there are attendance levels that get accepted in the end.
Yes,
but
clearly the acceptance level and the ticking of the box is far more important than the individual child.
Apparently it is, actually.
Yes, I mean, why consider the needs of a child when you've actually got a box to tick in your form? That's the way education needs to go, isn't it? I mean, that way we can actually regulate education to a point where
ourselves.
Yeah. Now, can I just say something? Now, first of all, I think everyone should sit down, relax for a moment.
Okay.
Because I'm going to go back to April the 7th, 1971. Now, why does that stick in my mind? That is because that morning at 6 o'clock, I got up to do a paper round. And the previous 2 days, I'd been very ill at home. But I still got my paper round done. Little did I know that my appendix was about to burst, and I was rushed into hospital. But I still got up and I got on with it. Now,
did they get their papers?
Broken eyelashes, cracked fingernails.
Appendix, that's fine.
What can I say?
An appendix is not catching.
You little treasure, yeah.
We've had a contribution, Andrew Barlow in Welsh Wells. Thank you, Andrew. I think you're in Welsh Wells. Chips thrown at people from car. Pedestrians in Aberystwyth were hit by chips thrown from a passing car in the early hours of Saturday, the 4th of November.
Yes, the police have put out a national alert.
Yeah, they're appealing for... You've read this, have you?
Oh, yes, they're appealing for witnesses, and they are saying that the chip throwing incident is something that is really at the forefront of their investigatory powers to be able to try and find who threw the chip.
Well, they were thrown from a silver car, and anyone with information is asked to contact PC895 Bush.
And anybody with a silver car is now under suspicion of chip throwing.
Well, you know what, on a serious aspect, when you throw it on the windscreen, people's natural reaction is to put on the washers, isn't it? And of course it just spreads the fat more, doesn't it? So it could cause an accident.
I think there's something fishy in this.
Could be.
I think it's
did something about fish,
I think they could have been secretly feeding seagulls.
The chips must have been very bad to be thrown out of a car.
But
that is a major crime in Aberystwyth at the moment.
Well,
and you know it's a major crime because 2 policemen are walking down the street together. So when you see 2 policemen together, you know it's a murder.
Do you know a notorious criminal walked free from court after a police officer failed to turn up at the court to give evidence? Paul Harvey, who was 21, had been accused by a shopkeeper of stealing from the till, harassing him, and making racist threats. CCTV appeared to show him and take away blah 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 and all the rest of it. But the police couldn't be bothered to turn up, so the court case couldn't go ahead. How pathetic is that?
Perhaps they were off sick. Perhaps they had a broken toenail.
Or a broken eyelash.
Yep.
Maybe he was scared.
Yeah, well, it's
a little spot of earwax.
Yep. The police say we acknowledge that had a particular police officer witness been present at court, the case would in all likelihood have gone ahead. We share the victim's disappointment that the case did not proceed. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? They share the disappointment.
So surely, though, if they've got CCTV of this, that should be enough.
Well,
just because someone's got to stand in there from an official capacity and actually say, yes, this was on the CCTV,
and read the lies from the notebook.
I mean, that to me is just madness. The guy's a thug. He's a thief. Whatever.
Lock him up.
He needs to be locked up.
Thrown the key away.
Put out a society for a while.
Quite agree.
End of story.
I couldn't agree more with you, but the trouble is, in a lot of cases, when you go to the police and you tell them something like that, unless they've witnessed it themselves, there's nothing they can do, and they'll
I think with the police, it's a question of who complains first. When you've got two people having some sort of interaction, if one of them calls the police, then the police are on that person's side. Yeah. Regardless of the rights and wrongs, they just deal with on a first-come, first-served basis. If you complain first, you're probably in the right.
They've been saying this recently, haven't they?
Yeah, and there's a lot of it goes on. There's a lot of things the police could do a lot better, I think. And they're complaining about lack of resources and not having enough money and not being able to police the streets. And then you see half a dozen policemen on something so trivial. I watched, a couple of things. The Milton Keynes fireworks, for instance. I've never seen so many police. Hardly a hive of troublesomeness.
Only pancake race, same again, isn't it?
Yeah, only pancake race. Absolutely swarms of policemen. But you go down a sort of troublesome high street at 12:30 at night, can't see a policeman for love or money.
No, that's right. Bedfordshire, see, have come out bottom of the poll again, haven't they? They've been slagged off again. They came out badly last time, and they're saying now they've got to get their act together.
I think in a lot of occasions, though, we knock the police for all the wrong reasons. I mean, you're talking about going down the high street and all that sort of thing. It's well known here in Newport Pagnell that there is a gathering by one of the kebab shops of all of the ruffians in town, and the police actually love this because they know where all the Herberts are, and
Mike's there getting his kebab.
Well, no, I don't know kebabs in those sort of places, but they're it's.
I was in Newport Pagnell High Street last night.
I wasn't.
Didn't seem very troublesome.
No, it is, but it's a Saturday night normally. But all the yobbos collect round by the kebab shop round near your place, and but the police don't want to move them on because they're quite happy. They know where they are. They're all contained, So
I don't know what he did with his chuck out food there, because when I had my studio above, the flies we used to get in there from that place. I wouldn't eat there.
I'm very pleased to see that one of the police forces throughout the county, or actually Somerset, or I can't remember where it is now, Suffolk or Norfolk, maybe, it doesn't matter. They decided to get rid of all their PCSOs because they reckon that now it's going to be cheaper to actually employ, half a dozen real policemen than sort of 2 dozen PCSOs, So
there was a story last night of one was having sex and didn't respond to a 999 call, so he's in trouble.
What, the PCSO?
Yeah.
Well,
what could he have done anyway? Couldn't have arrested anybody, could he?
No.
He's already responded to one.
Well, this is it, Yes. I don't know which way to turn and feel on this one, really.
Don't feel me, thank you.
The judge overemphasised Oscar Pistorius' disability and was far too lenient on him, so the prosecutor said yesterday, as they fought to increase his prison sentence for murdering his girlfriend, Reva Steenkamp.
This is becoming a fiasco.
It is, isn't it? They urged 5 judges at South Africa's Supreme Court of Appeal to overturn the 6-year sentence passed to the double amputee and give him the prescribed minimum of 15 years.
I think he should be. I mean, you pump 5 bullets into somebody and then, it's done, I did it by accident.
There was no accident. He shot his girlfriend. It's as clear as day.
He didn't even check to see if she wasn't still in bed, did he?
Who else would be in his bathroom? Oh, I thought it was burglars.
Why would they be in the bathroom? Wouldn't they relieve themselves before they went out and robbed his house?
Let's go and wash our hands before we burgle this man.
They were putting their gloves on.
His lawyers are treating us all like idiots.
No, I think you are treating the situation like this. You were not in the courtroom. You don't know the inside. You just know.
It was televised.
You just know the bits and pieces that you read.
It was actually televised, Mike, and I did actually watch the television.
It was, and her learned worship, the judge, actually, I think she let him off first time.
I think the learned judge was stupid.
And then they appealed, and all right, so he then got 4 years or whatever it is, and now they're trying to overturn that.
He was a national hero.
Yeah,
and he got off lightly because he was a national hero. And if he'd have been, as a white national hero, if he'd have been a black farm worker, he'd be doing life now.
Although the judge was black, wasn't she? The first one, which quite surprised me.
Well, I'm sorry. I mean, I can't comment on it because I don't know. I wasn't in the courtroom. I don't know all of the circumstances.
Mike, you are allowed to comment.
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that.
We sometimes like it when you make a comment because, occasionally they're quite funny.
Yes, indeed. Right, okay, but I mean, I actually begin to feel sorry for this poor guy, because...
Oh, come on.
No. Come on, Mike. Feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
He went out, got legless and shot his girlfriend.
Legless.
He sprung out of bed.
No. Gentlemen, I think that's quite disgusting, actually, I mean, it's you were talking about that. I mean, Mugabe has just got rid of his vice president. They've been long-serving friends for 40 years.
Has Mugabe got any friends?
And he's vice president. I mean, but Mugabe now has come to his senses, but he hasn't at 94 or whatever it is, but he wants his wife to become the next president, so he sacked the vice president, but I mean, that man should have been taken out by the CIA or British Special Forces or whatever years ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, he's just a maniac.
Oh, message.
Particularly as if you say his name backwards, it's Ibagum.
Yeah, I suppose it would be, wouldn't it?
That's good.
From all. Ibagum, yeah, that's right. One of the secrets of being happy has been identified by scientists. Guess what? A key acid in the memory region of our brain has been found to help suppress unwelcome thoughts.
It's called LSD.
I'll have to get some more of this for this show. Those with high levels of the GABA chemical inhibitor who tried to block a certain memory succeeded better in forgetting it. So Cambridge University researchers have found. It's reminiscent of the film Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, in which... Do you see that film, Bob, did you?
No.
Oh, there you go. In which a couple...
Spotless Mind?
Well, it's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, in which a couple erased their memories of each other after breakup. Researchers asked 24 people to learn pairs of unrelated words. This would be good for Malian, wouldn't they? Then they were given just one word on a screen and asked to try to block all thoughts of the second they couldn't see. Well, brain scans showed the more successful volunteers used more GABA.
Well, you say this about Malian and his dictionary. Yes. We've had a comment this morning.
Yes.
Morning, boys. Listening in. Great show this morning. Still on top form. Learning lots from the dictionary of Alan.
Oh, that must be Lynn.
That is Lynn. Good to see you, Lynn. Glad you're up, my darling.
Good
Hope
morning,
you're well.
Lynn.
It's good to...
Yeah, so praise indeed for you and your dictionary, Alan. So, to Mike...
Well, I'm hoping to have a one-to-one with Linda one day, so I'm going to make an appointment to see her at 12:59.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear that, Lynn? You've got a long way to go because she's in Lincoln.
One-to-one. I'm going to see her at 12:59. Anyway, never mind. There's a bit of a joke there if you'd have thought about it.
12:59.
12:59. One-to-one. Never mind.
Oh,
Cool, blimey! I tell you what, audience, the grumpy old men are just not on form this morning. Mike's sitting there. I mean, it's bad enough he's got a tutu on, but he's now dribbling. Right, Bob, right, is sitting there, and he just loses it. He just wanders off. It's like a.
I lost it a long while ago.
Oh, well, clearly, and Kevin is sitting there, desperate to say something, but every time he puts his face to the microphone, it stops working.
Well, it's not surprising, really, because your face is in the microphone, you know. I mean, I don't know which hairy bit is the muffler on the microphone, or
She's
which
saying
bit
1258 suits her better.
it's attached to you, you know, yeah. So.
Sorry?
She said